There are so many reasons why we thrift, one of which I don't think we are exploiting enough. And that is to get ideas. Now, I'm going to share something with you today that was sparked by just thrifting. And moreover, I had all the materials I need right here at home. Welcome back and welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me again in the studio. This is your first time here. Welcome. I hope this won't be your last. I'm Valrine. And so, yeah, I have all the materials I need on my table here. And the two main materials are a frame. This one I got just like this. So I'm not sure if it's that artwork or it had a mirror in there, but I consider it to be a lovely frame. And then I have some pieces of trim here that I cut to size. That is the size that I need. And the first thing I am going to do is, I'm going to paint this because I started testing out the paint color, right? Because I want to have colors that go nicely together and not having any tension in the one project that I'm doing, right? So I'm going to go ahead and the first thing I'm going to do is wipe this baby clean because I am going to be doing some painting and I want to make sure that my paint is going to stick. Now, if you don't wipe, then chances are you'll have problem with your paint sticking because there shouldn't be any dirt on any surface that you are painting. On the inside here, it has a lovely pattern that goes all the way around. And it is more like a traditional pattern. I think I see some agapanthus leaves in there. And so that is more traditional. But when I'm done with this frame, it's going to be less traditional. I'm marrying some modern transitional with the traditional decor. Okay, so while this dries, I am gonna go ahead and I am gonna paint my trim, and I am using this paint I've had for a while. It's a bit lumpy, but that's okay. It's gonna be fine. So I will be using it. And my trim does not need to have like a very solid paint. Doesn't matter if some of the white seeps through. It doesn't even matter if some of the lumps and clumps and bumps are left on the trim. It will just add more, oh Lord. It will just add more texture to what I'm doing, more interest. Okay, so that's one. Okay. Oh, it's open. Okay, it's good. Again. What I could have done was just put a nail on the back of the trim. Okay, so now I am done with this paint. I was gonna say it's funny that when I started out thinking about the color of paint I wanted to use, I told myself, okay, let's do like opposite color on the color wheel, complementary color. And you know, the complementary color of yellow is purple. And I said, no, 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 no. I don't want any purple. I don't want purple. Anyways, when I opened the paint, which is supposed to be more like gray, it had purple sitting on top here before I stirred it all together, which means that this paint has a purple undertone. But that's okay with me because the trims are not screaming purple. So I guess I got what I said I didn't want to get, but that's okay again. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is use up some more of my crackle medium. And that is why I said that when I'm done with this piece, it's going to take it from what I'm doing, is going to take it from being solely traditional with the agapanthus leaves and yeah, that kind of scrolling and everything. And it's going to make it look more shabby chic, rustic, country vibe, farmhouse vibe. Yeah, but it could be put in a modern transitional home too. So I'm going to use my crackle medium here, and I'm just going to go around on the inside edge here. This is how we do it. I want to make sure I get good coverage. Notice the paintbrush that I am using. I'm using it because it allows me to be able just to apply the crackle medium without getting it plastered all over the place or all over the areas that I don't want it to go. All over the place. I think that's it. I think that is it. I think I have enough coverage here now. So I'm going to move on to the inside. Right. I'm going to move on to the outside. I'm also going to crackle around this area. Oh, I think I have coverage on the outside now. I think so. So I am going to put this down and I'm going to finish up because I didn't get this little lip here. Now, generally, when you put the crackling medium on, it's suggested that you wait for up to an hour, 20 minutes to an hour for it to dry. And so after I put it on here, these are not dry yet, so I'm going to have to wait on these to get dry. I want to crackle them too. So I'm going to have to give them some time to dry. I'm going up on my detail in the center a little bit, so I'm gonna have to watch my paint when I'm painting, because a little on the edge is fine, but I'm just doing the crackling to change the feel and the look, and so the crackling is just supposed to accentuate the carving on the inside. Okay, so I think I am done. So I'm gonna have to let this baby sit until it's dry. And I guess by the time this dries, these will be dry. And so I'll go ahead and put the crackling medium on these. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on the crackling medium. Okay, so now we have crackled, or not crackled, we have added the crackling medium on the trims. This is still drying, so now they're all gonna dry together. The next time I see you, we will take the next step. These have been sitting for quite a while, and so we are gonna go ahead now and we are gonna apply our paint. And I think I am gonna start with the trims, and I'm gonna use the same color paint that I used on the frames. I'm gonna quickly put another coat on this, and I'm gonna do the same with this. Now I was thinking I was gonna use this color here for the frame, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go back and get the other gray paint, because if I use, let's do the sides here, or the bottom is gonna be, if I use this on this, it's gonna be let's see, it's gonna be very subtle. You're not gonna see much. It's not true, you know, it's so not true. It's not what she said. I'm just using a different brush. Okay, guys, I am there, and now I'm just gonna have to leave this to do its crackling thing, and I think I start seeing some crackle. Check this out. It's looking good. We have gotten some lovely cracks. Check that out. We have gotten some lovely cracks on the frame. Not so much the trims. I didn't sand it before or them before I painted, but we did get some lovely visual texture. And so I am very happy with how they all turned out. They work well together. Now, before I start assembling this, I want to put a wire on the back here that I'm going to use to hang this. And so what I'm going to do is I have 2 screws here. I'm just going to go ahead and screw them in. Now, I don't want them to go too deep because I don't want to damage my frame, the front of my frame. And so what I'm going to do now is take this picture frame wire and I am going to wrap it around. Now I want to wrap it as tight as possible because when I hang this, I don't want to see the wire at the top here. Since it's long enough, I'm just gonna go around. I'm just gonna keep going around with this one. That's good. And then I'm going to do the same here. So I'm going to pull it as tight as possible. And then I'm going to go around. Went around a few times, so that should be good. So when I hang it, it will be good. It won't be showing above here. Now, I am going to flip my frame. I am just loving the color that I got here. This kind of, it does have a purple undertone, but it's not screaming purple. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do now, it needs to rest on the front for now, because what I'm going to do is install the trims. And it so happened that my frame here has some holes all around here that can accept the screws. And so I am going to screw on my trim. Now the way I found out where to put the screws, I used a little template here. So I cut this out and then I went ahead and I put it down over the holes and found where the holes are supposed to be. Then I transfer that to my trim, and I did the same thing for the other 2 pieces of trim. And so now I'm just going to use my drill, and I want to drill until I'm seeing the screw on the other side, because that will be easier for me to line up the screws with the holes. There we go. And then now I am just gonna take my time and screw them in. Okay, so that's the first piece. The next piece is this. My screws are already on it. And by the way, before I put the screws into the piece of trim here, I didn't want to break my trim, although it still ended up breaking a little on this one, but that's not a big deal. I'm still going to use it. But I used a little drill bit and I drilled holes through the trim to accept the screws. Okay, so that's better. And that's good. The last one is this one. And I'm just gonna line up my screws. Okay, there we go. And we are gonna screw them in. And this is a part that's a bit broken. So I'm gonna take my time here. Okay, that's good. I don't know if you know where I'm heading with this. Check this out. And we're gonna be hanging it like so. I have some little cup hooks and L hooks, and I am going to be putting these onto my trims. I am gonna put my L hooks at the bottom here, one in the middle, two to the side, two to the side. Then I'm gonna put a cup hook here. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna put, so this is 10.5, so 5.25. We're gonna put one hole here. Oh, if I had more cup hooks, I would use them. Ooh. Okay, it's good. But I don't, so I'm using what I have. It's not a big deal. No, not gonna make it back around without help, so let's get assistance. There we go. Now these I'm gonna put in. I have 4, so let me just turn this around so I can get to it. There we go. And this one. Okay, check this out, my friends. Like, this is what we just made. Do you know what it is? Now that we're done, let's take a look at what we have made. I don't know if you've had any guesses up to this point, but if you did, and if you guessed correctly, drop it in the comments and let me know. We're just gonna put our stuff on. I think this is so cool. The only other thing I would do is put a sheen on it, like a sealant that would give it just a bit of muted shine, not too glossy. The minute I saw this idea while I was thrifting, I figure I am going to steal this idea. And I have so many frames kicking around, but I knew exactly which frame I wanted to use. I knew it was this one because of the egg shape, the oval shape, and the agapanthus leaves and rosettes that are on the inside here. And then when I took it out, I say, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little crackling. Well, if you enjoyed this DIY session, drop it in the comments and let me know. Is this something that you would try? Let me know that also. And if you have done any projects after watching videos on the channel, share it with us in community. I will see you tomorrow on Sunday when we look at how I put my gallery wall together and see the final reveal. Until then, let's keep creating homes that nurture us, work for us, and not the other way around. You take good care now. Bye.